Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to BhagavatSanga program. This is our Srimad Bhagavatam program, Prayers of Pure Devotees. The current theme is Prayers of Akrura as he's going to Vrindavan. These are beautiful prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 40, verse 1 to 30. Today we have a very wonderful devotee, His Grace Kamala Naayana Prabhu, who will be presenting the verses and sharing his realizations. Hare Krishna Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you all for joining this evening. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Again, Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you all for joining this evening. I would like to thank Satsara Prabhuji, Jesabatra Mataji, Veena Mataji, and Prashant Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity. I will offer my prayer to our Guru, Om Akyana Dimrandasya Jnananjana Salakya Saksuran Militam Yana Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Okay, today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 40, which is the prayers of Akrura. It's a beautiful prayers. Before we look into prayers, as you heard from every other devotee that, I'm going to discuss about, what is the mood, what is the situation that Akrura, in what mood Akrura recited this prayer for Krishna. You all know that, Akrura is a person who is known to be, achieved his perfection in Krishna consciousness by one of the 9 devotional process to attain mukti, which is Vandana. Nothing but reciting prayers to Lord Sri Krishna. So just like Sukadeva Goswami, he achieved perfection by Kirtanam, and Parishit Maharaj, attained perfection by Shravanam. So, but, Akrura, Akrura's prayers by known, he has achieved his perfection. So, even this one particular point itself, will give us a broader idea about, how good the Akrura's prayers was. Because of the prayers, he attained liberation, just by reciting the prayers to Krishna. So that's what we are going to see now. His prayers are, very famous. We will see Akrura. Who is Akrura? Akrura is, it's a maternity side uncle of Krishna. Not only that, he is, wonderful and pure devotee of Krishna. So the pastime goes like this. Kamsa, you all know that, Kamsa wanted to kill Krishna because he knew that, Krishna is going to kill him. So he sent many demons like Putana, Agasura, Bhagasura, Kesi, and etc. So many demons, he sent to Vrindavan and, tried to kill Krishna. But, Krishna, you all know that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna, defeated everyone. So now Kamsa is very worried about that, probably Krishna will come and kill him soon. So he wanted to kill Krishna so badly. That's why, Kamsa thought that, okay, I will bring them here and then I will kill them here to my place. So Akrura, wanted to bring Krishna and Balarama here. So he thought that, if I call him, then they won't come. So that, he called one of his minister, who is Akrura. And he asked Akrura, why don't you go and bring Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna here? He didn't say Lord Krishna and Balarama here. So that, because we are arranging the gala wrestling, So once you bring them here, I can easily, kill them. Akrura said, even Akrura fooled Krishna there itself. Akrura said to Akrura fooled Kamsa there itself. Because he is a great devotee of Krishna, but he cannot express that. So what he said to Akrura is, no worries, even though I am his relative, but I will bring him here so that you can satisfy what you need to do. Then he graciously accepted the assignment. But inside the Akrura, what his feeling was, this is the chance for to meet Krishna in person. So he was so happy. And when Kamsa said, can you go and bring them? He immediately, accepted that assignment. Now the Akrura started his trip to Vrindavan. So the path to Vrindavan is, very glorious. It is described in the previous chapter of, this 40th chapter today, what we are discussing, the 39th chapter. I would recommend, everyone to read the 39th chapter. Just such a beautiful chapter. I in fact, much more inclined to 39th chapter than the 40th. We know that, the Akrura is, reciting the prayers to Krishna, but, what mood he brought it up. That's the mood is, defined in, 39th chapter. So I recommend everyone to read the 39th chapter. So when Akrura started going to Vrindavana, Akrura was always thinking about Krishna, about the form of Krishna. He thinking that, how Krishna will look like and how Krishna is activities and all the pastimes of Krishna. Like this, he was, singing the glorious of Krishna and, happily going by the chariot, the new chariot given by Kamsa. So he was very happily going and thinking everything. But one more, what we need to here understand is, Akrura is so happy inside that, I'm going to meet Krishna. But at the same time, the next moment, Akrura thinks that, but the assignment I took from Kamsa, to bring Krishna and Balarama back to Mathura so that, Kamsa can kill him. That's the assignment, Kamsa gave me. So what happens if Krishna knows about this, then Krishna may hate me. But on the next moment, he thinks that, no, Krishna, knows me very well now because Krishna is sitting in my heart as a Paramatma in everyone's heart. So he knows my internal mood. So Krishna won't, think anything bad about me. This is the, he was lamenting about, this and that. But, he was always focusing on Krishna. I should meet Krishna like this, that, all those things. So Akrura, coming from Madura and entering the Vrindavan, as he enters, he saw Krishna has gone this side with his cows and calves. How do we know that, Krishna only went this side? Because, he saw the footprint. Maybe, probably some other person also might have walked. But, in the 39th chapter, he's clearly saying that, the footprint, what he saw is, he saw all the Krishna foot, the foot symbol. We already discussed this very detail that Krishna's lotus feet, he has gourd, flag, chakra, umbrella, thunderbolt, and everything. So when he saw that, on the dust of the Vrindavan, the entrance, he saw, cow's hoof print, and also he saw that, Krishna's, the lotus feet, and with all the symbols. As soon as he saw that, he jumped out of the chariot, and then, he was rolling on the floor because this is Krishna's lotus feet, and he was taking all the sand and, applying all over his body, and, all those things he was doing madly. That's because, he was having madly in love and, devotion to Krishna. That shows that even Srila Prabhupada says, this is the way to enter Vrindavan. The reason is, Vrindavan Dham is not, nothing but Krishna himself. It's not the regular other places. So if Krishna lived there means, Krishna put his footprint all over physically. So even when we enter Vrindavan now, we should have the same mood. We should obey obeisances, when you enter the Vrindavan. And, even now, some people, like, Aditya and Kirtan went recently, and they were packing up the sand, I think, from the Vrindavan. And people all over the Vrindavan, people, they were applying the sand on their body. This is what Aditya described. Even I read so many things, and many people also described about that. People, those who go to Vrindavan, they will bring the sand, the dust of the Vrindavan, like, they bring the Ganga water or something. So this is the mood that Akrura, probably, the day today, what we are doing is, it probably might have come from, Akrura. That's the way he showed his love when he enters the Vrindavan. So he arrived Vrindavan, immediately taken by Krishna and Balarama to their house. And then Akrura told about his visit, what purpose he came to Vrindavan. Krishna agreed, Krishna and Balarama said, "Oh, well, okay, we will go next day." Even Akrura was shocked by hearing that. Akrura was thinking that, Krishna will take some time, but the Krishna said, "No, okay, we will go next day itself to Madura." Then, but, he was ready to leave. Now the gopis, were very disturbed by hearing this news that Krishna is going to leave them, going to go to Madura. This is gopis were, crying and lying in front of the chariot cart and all this. They were, like cursing Akrura, like anything. Your name is Akrura, that means not cruel, but you are cruel because you are taking Krishna from us. I can understand their feelings. The reason is, the gopis, they were cursing Brahma also, because closing, the putting the eyelid, every fraction of second they need to close the eyelid, and then they are missing seeing Krishna. If they have that much love, if someone is coming and taking Krishna to their place, then obviously they would feel the same, crying, all those things. They were literally stopping the chariot and everything. This is this is how I feel, if a child, being with his mom, 2 or 3 years old, being with the mom at the early age, and then the mom, when they reach 2.5 years, 3 years old, they take the child to, daycare or pre-KG or LKG. The child was so happy to go with them because they gave the new backpack, all those things. The child was happy. But when they go to the school and they leave the child over there, and then the child started realizing that, the mommy is not going to stay with me, she is going to go away from me. That's where, the child will, cry and, rolling on the floor, and she wanted to go to his mom, his or her mom. She doesn't want to, stay there. And that time, they will think the teacher is how gopis saw the Akrura, the same kind of feeling that kids will have. The teacher is in a kind of a demon, kind of that feeling they have, that they won't go to the teacher. They will cry all the time. Even some kids, they will cry whole day. Even Aditya, when he was that age, he did that. I hope, every kid was doing like that. So this is the same kind of mood gopis have. Gopis, like Krishna is everything for them, but Krishna is leaving. So Krishna, then Krishna somehow pacified the gopis, don't worry, I will come back soon. I'm just going and visiting. I will come back very soon. This is how mother pacified the kid, I'll just go and come. I'll come immediately. I'll come stay here for a few minutes. I'll come. That's how, but, Akrura left. So after saying the gopis, Akrura left. So, then Akrura and they were start going towards Madura. And then, at the Yamuna, bank of Yamuna river, Krishna and Balarama, they went and took bath and came. And then Akrura said, I also wanted to take bath here. And Krishna said, okay, you go and take the bath and come. But, when Akrura go and dipped inside the Remuna river, he saw Krishna in the Narayana form. And, he was lying in the Balarama as Anantashesha, the snake form. So he was, after seeing that, Akrura got so bewildered, confused, what I am seeing here. I saw Krishna and Balarama over there in the chariot, but now I am seeing, Krishna and Balarama, and, like the Brahma, Narada, and also four Kumaras, everyone, Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, and Narada, everyone was reciting prayers to, Krishna and Balarama. After seeing that, Akrura was so speechless. Then he immediately came out of the river and he wanted to see whether the Krishna and Balarama is there in the chariot. And he went and saw that on the chariot, they were sitting as it is earlier, as it was. They were sitting. And Akrura was so confused now. I saw Krishna and Balarama over there in Supreme Personality of Godhead and Ananda Shesha form. Now they are sitting, simply here. So he confused so much, and he was his mood was, Akrura was overwhelmed with great devotion, and he experienced the transcendental shivering in his body. He becomes so ecstatic, and this is where, before that, Krishna was asking Akrura, what did you see over there in the river that you took so long? What caused you to take, so much time to come back? Then Akrura was looking at the Krishna and recited, the first prayer. What Krishna was asking Akrura that, what caused you to, took so long to come here? What did you see there? This is where, Akrura is reciting the first prayer, but he maintained his pure consciousness. However, he bowed his head to before the Lord and with the folded hands and faltering voice began to compose his prayer. Krishna was asking, what caused you to, be there so long? What did you see there? Now Akrura is, saying the answer by reciting these prayers. Sri Akrura, this is 10.40.1, 10th kind of 40th chapter 1, first verse. Sri Akrura Vasha Nado Asmi Agam Tavakila Ketu Ketum Narayanam Purusham Atyam Avyayam Yanna Bichadat Aravinda Koshat Brahma Virashit Yada Yesha Loha. So this is beautiful person. You see that, what Krishna asked and what Akrura is giving the answer. What caused you to stay there for so long, and what did you see there? That's what Krishna asked. And then Akrura is saying the prayer, and internally he is thinking, you are the cause of all causes, and you are asking me what caused to me to stay there long. And that's exactly he described in this prayer. The translation, he said, Akrura said, I offer my obeisances unto you. You are the original cause of all causes, Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond deterioration. From your navel, lotus flowers sprout, and from those lotus flowers, Brahma, the first created being, was born. Thus, this universe originated from you. So, Akrura is saying that, first he is acknowledging that, you are the source of all sources. You are the cause of all causes. You are origin of all forms. Whether you are sitting in the chariot form or over there in the Narayana form, everything you are. That's what in this, verse he, declares. We will see the verse very detailed because it's a beautiful verse. Akrura offers obeisance. That's what, in the verse it says, Nado Asmi. to Lord Narayana, Nado Ashmi. And then Akrura says that, you are the ultimate cause of everything. Ahila Ketu Ketam, in the first line, the Vahila Ketu Ketam, that's Ahila Ketu Ketam means, you are the ultimate cause. You are the cause of all causes. You are the cause of everything. Now you are asking me what caused me to so long to be there. And then the Narayana, you say, Akrura says that Narayana, you are the original supreme personality. That is what in the verse it says, Purusam Adyam. You are the original of everything, original supreme personality. Nobody else is supreme personality. You are the original supreme personality. And also he is saying that Avyayam in the prayer. Avyayam means you are indestructible. And also he says that yen nabi jadat, that means nabi means navel. This universe is originated. Jadat means generated from. So this universe is originated from your navel. Lord Narayana, from your navel, this universe is originated. And then, he says that, the Brahma, the first created living being, emerged from the lotus sprouting from your navel. So Akrura is beautifully saying the first prayer itself, you are the cause of all causes, you are indestructible, you are origin of everything. From your navel, the lotus sprout came out, and from that, the first living entity, Brahma, came. So beautifully said this prayer to Krishna. And the purport, Prabhupada was saying that song, purport, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada saying, Akrura, acknowledge what we need to learn from this. Prabhupada clearly says, Akrura acknowledges Narayana's supreme position, like, Lord Krishna's supreme position. And also, the universe is origin from Krishna's navel, symbolizes what? His creative power. And Brahma's birth from the lotus emphasizes Krishna's role as the ultimate creator. These are the three things, Prabhupada, clearly saying that. So why we are reading this prayer? What is the purpose? Why Prabhupada writing all these things? We should take the same mood of Akrura. We also need to acknowledge, Krishna is the supreme person. Krishna is the supreme controller. From Krishna is everything, emanates. Otherwise, after reading the sloka and everything, if we have our own contaminated thought that, maybe Krishna might have not done this because he came as a human person, all those things, then you are wasting your life. That's what I would say. There are a lot of things to cover in this first verse itself, but due to the time, I am going to that, the next verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The next significant verse in this Bhagavatam prayers, 10.40.4, which highlights that Akrura's devotion and realization of Lord Krishna's divinity. That the verse goes like this. Tavam yogino yajanti yatta mahapurusham yishwaram shatyatmam sadipudam sadidaivam sadavaha. See, this verse, they gave 3 or 4 words, Sat Yatmam. This is nothing but, Adi Atma, Adi Bhudam, Adi Devam. That they added that Sa in the front. That's why, you may, sound that differently, but, the actual meaning, Adi Atma, Adi Bhudam, Adi Devam. The translation goes like this. Pure yogis worship you, the supreme personality of Godhead, by convincing you in the threefold form of comprising the living entities, the material elements that constitute the living entities' bodies, and the controlling deities of those elements. So this is very clearly says in this verse, yogi worship Lord Krishna. One time, we were discussing about the books and other things. Who is the perfect yogi? The perfect one who understand what is the perfect yoga? One who does devotional services for Krishna then that is the devotional side. That activity is called the perfect yoga. Who is perfect yogi? One who does these activities is called perfect yogi. So in this verse, Akrura says that, the yogis, that means, one who knows about you, they will do this kind of activities. Yogis worship Lord Krishna. That's what in the first line it says, Tvam yogino yajanti. Then the second line it says, you are the Mahapurusham. Krishna is the greatest supreme person, Mahapurusham, and the ultimate controller. That's why it says Mahapurusham Ishwaram. Narayana Mahapurusham Ishwaram in the second line. And then the third line it says, Krishna can be realized through yoga. Only Bhakti Yoga you can realize completely. But other yogas also you can realize, but you will end up in, Brahman realization or Paramatma realization. But when you do the Bhakti Yoga, you can understand your purpose of the life, your, jiva, soul and other things. That's what it is, Sadathyatmam, Adi Atmam. See, when you understand Krishna, then, you are understanding on origin of all jivas, all souls, that Paramatma. Then Krishna is the goal of all yogis. That means, origin of all material elements and the ultimate reality. The origin of all material element is Adibhutam and also Adidevam. Krishna is the God for all gods, or any god you take, any demigods or any other god you take it, Krishna is that's what Akrura says. You are Adibhutam, you are Adi Atma, you are Adidevam. Beautifully reciting is the prayer to Krishna. And then, Akrura says, one who realized this, in the last word in the verse, it says, Sadavaha. That means, they attain the Krishna, the one who understand, Arjuna, who is the origin of all Atma, who is the origin of all material elements, who is the origin of all gods, then they can attain Krishna. It's very simple. In this purport also, Krishna, A.C. Bhaktiveda, Prabhupada says, yogis are pure devotees seeking Krishna's divine nature. And then Krishna's supreme position is beyond human understanding. And then the yoga or Krishna Bhakti or Krishna consciousness helps realize Krishna's ultimate reality. These are the 3 points, Prabhupada says. I wanted to, explain more about these 3 points, but, due to the time, I'm not giving that. But one thing I wanted to, there are more beautiful verses in this whole 40th chapter. Every verse, beautiful. We can realize how Akrura felt, and we can induce those feelings from within us. That's what this 40th chapter, whole chapter is. And I wanted to finish up one thing. I said, the place where Krishna and Balarama and, the Akrura recited the prayers, that place is, it's a border of Vrindavana and Madura. So when they are going from Vrindavana and entering Madura, that's exactly on the border. They took the bath in the river, Yamuna river, and that's where, that Akrura recited the prayers. That place is called Akrura Ghat. That place still, it's a most worshipable place in most worshipable place today. If you go there, you can see that, Akrura Ghat in Vrindavan. This place is, really good for prayers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually stayed here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu literally stayed in this place as his resident. But one day, he was meditating every day. One day, he was intensely meditating, and and he thought that Akrura went inside in this river, and he saw Krishna and Balarama, in the Supreme Lord position. So I really wanted to merge into them. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went inside the water. He did not come out for a long time. Then his servant was worried about that. What happened to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And he called everyone, yelled everyone, please come and help. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu drowned inside the water. Then his one of other servant, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, came and he pulled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu outside the water. And after curing that, all this, all this, after making him come to the consciousness, Akrura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servants decided that, we should not stay here anymore. Then they took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu different places. So I would love to see this place, and also I would recommend everyone to go and see this place if you are going to Vrindavan. Uh, Sorry, because of due to the time restrictions, I wanted to stop here, but there are a lot of good prayers. More than these prayers, we should know how Akrura came into the mood of reciting these prayers. Now you can very well realize that, no wonder Akrura got liberation by reciting just prayers. Vandana. That's Hare Krishna. If I made any mistakes or hurt your feelings, please forgive me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that was such a beautiful class. Such a devotional class, especially hearing in the month of Kartik. So you very nicely gave the background of how Akrura came to Vrindavan and why he came, what his mode was. Thank you for the recommendation, Prabhu. We will definitely read, at least I promise, I will read chapter 13 for sure. Thank you for that, Prabhu. And really like your example which you gave of school-going kid, how they cry, especially in the kindergarten when we are starting school. They really cry a lot. So yes, totally relatable example, Prabhu. Could understand the mood, what the Vrajavasis also felt. And you said it's very importantly highlighted the prayers and said how Lord is the cause of all causes. He's indestructible. He's the source of everything. And the point, very touching point, is like, despite knowing this, if you still have doubts, then definitely we are wasting our life. It's extremely important for us to read these prayers, realize it, practice it. And when we practice it, that's what he says in the next prayer is, that's when you become a perfect yogi, doing devotional service to the Lord. Thank you for sharing the Akrura pastime of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Definitely, Prabhu, next time we visit Vrindavan, we'll try to visit there. Thank you for sharing the pastime, Prabhu. Very nice. With that, devotees, once again, thank you, Kamala and Prabhu, for giving this presentation today. We will conclude our BhagavatSanga program. Quick announcement, we will not be meeting the next 2 weeks as we have His Holiness Rompad Swami Maharaj will be coming on October 25th. 26th, Saturday. Maharaj will be here, so next Wednesday class will be cancelled. And then we will meet after the Diwali celebrations. All the details of the programs have been sent on WhatsApp. Thank you all for joining today. Wish you all a blissful